Hi friends, this is Sanjay Parihar from Houston, Texas. I'm a technologist, and as promised, we wanted to reach out really notable in the tour and travel industry, reach out to them to understand what are the COVID-19 post measurement they are taking. So here we are,
Mr. Adhiraj Shahpura, an entrepreneur at the heart, focusing on building the brand and expanding across India.
Mr. Adhiraj Singh, owner and MD of Shahpura Hotels. One beautiful thing about Mr. Adhiraj is he's representing the young entrepreneur, very dynamic, and kind of setting up the examples for young people to try out and to become an entrepreneur. So this is great, Mr. Adhiraj. So as we are going, our audience is very keen to understand about what are the post-COVID-19 measurements is being taken by your hotels. Mr. Adhiraj.
Yeah. Thank you, Sanjay, for having me here, and Rohitji as well. So, post-COVID, the measures which the hoteliers, especially if I talk about our hotels, which we already had started taking when this COVID hit India, which was in the last week of Feb. So that time we had started taking all the measures like the 70% alcohol sanitizers, the face masks to be provided to our staff. And I think these measures will continue further when the lockdown is also lifted. These measures will be followed very strictly by that time in all the hotels. And also we have got the solutions for mopping the floors in the rooms, common washrooms, lobbies. So there's a particular chemical which is called sodium hypochlorite, which needs to be mixed in the water, and then you have to clean all the lobbies, the common areas, washrooms with that, which is prescribed by the WHO. So that is one major thing which is being used by all the hotels mostly now. And then apart from that, the Dettol solution can be used for the wiping, the cleaning of the knobs, the telephones, the switches, all that, the other things which are there in the room and the lobbies, etc. And apart from that, there's also, you must be seeing the disinfectant tunnels which have been now introduced by various companies while you enter the hotel or any other any public malls or any other buildings. So now that will also be in, the people will start implementing, the hoteliers will start implementing that as well. One for the guest and the another for the staff entry, which checks the temperature and the temperature of the guest and the temperature of the staff. While while they are disinfecting you, they check the temperature also. So that is one another thing. Apart from that, you must have also seen the infrared thermometers, which are they are also used for checking the temperatures of the guests, which we also used and we are still using for our staff. So these are the basic measures which post lockdown I think all the hoteliers will be following. And if I talk about precisely again our hotel, we are now planning to have a microbiologist in our hotel. So we'll be having a laboratory which will test the food samples and the staff hygiene. So we had plans of this initially, but then we later thought that let's have it in some time. But now since this COVID has had a major impact on our industry, so to have a laboratory will be very useful. And I think in coming times, the government will also be making this mandatory. Since all the hotels, they are associated in the food business. So it's very important to check the food samples just to ensure that it's 100% hygiene.
Right.
So we are coming up with the laboratory. As of now, this is the new thing which we are planning to do. So we have finalized a room which will have a lab. And then we'll have a microbiologist sitting over there permanently, and we'll be testing the food samples on a regular basis. So that is one point where we can assure our guests and our travel partners that it's pretty much safe for our hotel to travel, so the guests can come and they can rely on us.
Wow!
So
there's a great measurement. I mean, it's great to hear about that. There's a microbiologist. There is a tunnel. Yeah. There's so much innovations going on. There's so much activities going on, from technology to even taking care of a bunch of other things, standards implementing, and so very, very careful about consumer health. Thanks for sharing in detail. This is a great thing. Now I see that this is a all the hotels which Shahpura Group owns. It's beautiful. And I want to talk about specifically one of the your talk about Shahpura Kumbhal Villas, and I know it's in Kumbhalgarh. Could you please let us know more about the location of Shahpura Kumbhal Villas?
Yeah. So Shahpura Kumbhal Villas is in Kumbhalgarh, which is around. If you talk about Jaipur, it is around 5 hours drive by road, and from Udaipur it is around 2 hours. And the place where we have got our hotel is called Kelwada. Kelwada is a village where maximum number of hotels are there. If you talk about the hotels, the location, and from our hotel, the Kumbhalgarh Fort, which is the most famous fort, the largest fort, which is around 2 to 3 kilometers from our hotel. So as far as location is concerned, we are located pretty much good in Kumbhalgarh.
Great, great.
And the property has got around 22 suites. It is an all-suite property with huge rooms, and we have got 2 different restaurants and an infinity swimming pool.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, we have also come up with a banquet conference hall over there for about 70 people. Because since we are doing mostly domestic, since Kumbhalgarh is mostly famous in domestic, I would say rather. So that is the reason we came up with this banquet hall to target the corporate business, small conferences which happen. So recently we have come up with a banquet hall, so which can pick up 70 to 80 people.
Great. And as we all know, that Rajasthan is extremely popular for its natural cuisine. So I'm sure everybody is very interested to hear about the cuisine in Shahpura Kumbhal Villas.
So Shahpura, see, basically the cuisine is it's almost the same, but the thing which makes Kumbhalgarh different is Kumbhalgarh has got mostly tourists coming in from Gujarat state. So in Gujarat, people tend to eat mostly sweet things. I mean, they don't prefer spicy at all. So that is the difference, in the cuisine which we have to keep in Kumbhalgarh, in Shahpura Kumbhal Villas. So they prefer less of spicy, and mostly you'll find vegetarians over there, and they prefer a little bit of sweet touch in their food. And apart from that, the rest cuisine is almost the same. I mean, we have got the snacks, the same. The menu is almost the same in all our hotels. And,
Great.
That's it as far as
Great.
Yeah.
So,
Go ahead.
so that's great. Like, as a cuisine is going to be, I understand, like when the Gujarati travels, they really like eating a lot, and when the location is quite attractive for the guests coming from Jodhpur, Udaipur. In fact, I'm from Ahmedabad as well. So when they're coming at your hotel, and probably they spend 2 to 3 nights. So what are the activities you recommend when they are there?
So basically, in Kumbhalgarh, as you must be aware, that we have got the Kumbhalgarh Fort, which is very famous, and now we've got the sound and light show, which is happening in Kumbhalgarh Fort also in the evening. So that is one of the major activity which one can experience staying at Kumbhalgarh. Then second is we have got Ranakpur, which is around 45 minutes drive from Kumbhalgarh. So there is a very famous Jain temple which is there in Ranakpur, which can be visited during the half day while you're staying in Kumbhalgarh. So that is another activity which you can do while in Kumbhalgarh. Then we have got a Kumbhalgarh sanctuary is also there. There's a wildlife sanctuary, but unfortunately we don't have any tigers over there. But you can sight leopards. We've got leopards over there. We've got panthers. We've got leopards. So a wildlife sanctuary is also an experience, a different activity for the tourists staying in. It is almost similar to a Sariska wildlife sanctuary, which has got a very limited number of tigers. So the same situation is there in Kumbhalgarh as well. We've got these gypsies, which the gypsies, which is by the government. It is run by the government. So you have to book a gypsy for that Kumbhalgarh sanctuary. And so everything goes the same as how in Sariska and Ranthambore goes in the sanctuary.
Great.
So this is another experience which we have. We have got different temples also. There are a lot of temples in Kumbhalgarh, so one can visit during the stay. So these are the activities.
This is wonderful to hear about there's a mix of history, mix of cultural mix of, and especially when it comes to Rajasthan, it's beautiful to hear that.
There's
Yeah.
that the Kumbhalgarh as a destination is not well known amongst the inbound tourists. Kumbhalgarh is only famous. I think Rohit ji will agree to that. Kumbhalgarh is only famous for domestic tourism.
Yeah, it is.
Got
it is
very less numbers if you talk about inbound tourism. Since Udaipur is being promoted north, Udaipur is there, then Jodhpur is promoted. But between Udaipur and Jodhpur, Kumbhalgarh fits in very well. One night halt at Kumbhalgarh is perfect, just to the perfect getaway apart from these cities. Or Udaipur, if Udaipur is also crowded, so one can stay in Kumbhalgarh and they can visit Udaipur also.
Wow.
That is
and when we talk about activity, of course, being an outside, I mean, wedding is a biggest charm, right? And people want to know more of the wedding. What are the things in Kumbhalgarh and Shahpura Kumbhal VILLAS? Yes.
So basically, Udaipur is very famous in weddings. As far as wedding is concerned, Udaipur is one of the best destination wedding location. And since Udaipur has been crowded a lot, now people have started shifting, the weddings to nearby destinations. So Kumbhalgarh is getting maximum benefit out of it.
Great.
And properties, we have got properties with huge number of inventory also, which have hotels like Ramada. They've got around 80 rooms. So they are doing good weddings, and now we have also started doing weddings in our hotel also. So basically, we combine with other hotels. So we have got around 22 rooms. So we give 22 rooms all together, and then the wedding party can take the rest of the rooms in some other hotel. So that's how we can rearrange a wedding. In our hotel, the advantage we have got huge open spaces again. So we can organize at least 2 functions. In which we have done it also. And apart from weddings, Kumbhalgarh is also famous for shoots, movie shoots.
Movie shoots.
Wow.
The destination is so beautiful. It is on a height. So a lot of movie shoots are happening in Kumbhalgarh.
It's quite green. It's very green.
Yeah, quite green. Yeah, especially now during monsoons, it's very lovely. And one must go during monsoon.
So people experience the Bollywood shooting as well in the Kumbhalgarh?
In fact, in our own property, we had a shooting of a movie. In fact, in our own property place. With the crew was from Mumbai. It's called the Salt Media. You must have heard about this production, Salt Media Production House.
Yeah.
They did a shooting in our hotel. So they took around they took whole property for about 15 days. So as business point of view, that is also a good target. That's a good market to market your hotel in these shoots also.
Absolutely, and it's a great experience for somebody who wants to experience the Bollywood movies as well. That's a great thing. Yeah. So with that thought, thank you, Mr. Adhiraj, to join this beautiful conversation. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Sanjay,
Thank
you for having me here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
Bye.
so much.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.